This is Windows 7 Installation Operating System Part 3. Excuse me. This is the third part of installing Windows 7 operating system. And so let's go ahead and start. At this point, we are at the screen where you can put in your username. Choose whatever username you want. For me, I'm going to choose user1. And then either with your mouse or the tab key, you can go down to where it says next and then press enter. It is highly recommended that you put in a secured and very good password. For this example, I'm just going to put in for the password PASSWORD. I think I fat fingered that. PASSWORD. And then retype in your password. PASSWORD. Then put in the password hint. And I'll just put in what is my PAS word. And then you click next. Alright, at this point what you want to do is put in your product key. And seeing how it is, this is going to be unique to everybody else's product key for Windows. I'm gonna go ahead and hide mine. Just make sure that you have a legitimate copy of a Windows product key. Go ahead and install that and or input that and then click next. Alright, and let's see, let's go to the next page, which says to help protect your computer and improve Windows automatically, use recommended settings, install imported updates only, or ask me later. I normally choose ask me later so that I can go ahead and customize that. Then when you come up to this place where you can install your time zone or pick your time zone, which for me is Eastern Pacific time, and go ahead and put in your correct time and date, and then click next. Also make sure that you automatically adjust clock to daylight savings time if you do use that in the area that you're in. Then you just click next. Select your computer's current location. What I normally do for this is I choose public because if this is home, you can choose your home network or work network. Either one of these will do. I normally choose public. This one you would normally choose, especially if you have a laptop. You can always change it later. And then Windows will finalize all of your settings. We're waiting for it to install everything. And as I've said in my previous videos, I'm using VirtualBox to install this Windows 7 operating system onto my computer. Excuse me. It'll load up to the desktop in a few moments. preparing the desktop. This is taking quite a while, but it hasn't paused or caused any error messages to pop up yet, so I'd say we're still doing pretty good. We should be preparing to go into our desktop sometime in soon. Here we go. Now it's personalizing our settings, remembering the settings that we put in there before, and is doing Windows updates or desktop updates. So it's nearing the completion of our installation. Should be completing any minute now. And as I've mentioned in several of my videos in parts 1 and 2, you do want to make sure excuse me, you do want to make sure that your computer meets the minimum requirements for installing Windows 7. You want to make sure that it has for minimum requirements for CPU is between 800 megahertz to 1 gigahertz of CPU processing power or speed. For the memory, you want to make sure you have at least a minimum of 1 gig of RAM. And for the hard drive, you want to make sure that you have at least 30 gigs of hard drive space. Of course, the faster your CPU memory or the bigger your hard drive is the better. So make sure you meet those minimum requirements. That will help you to install your Windows 7 more successfully. Also, you want to make sure, as I've said in previous videos, that you have a decent running video card or graphics card. I recommend the most popular ones, which is either NVIDIA GeForce or ATI. And you want to make sure that you have a minimum of 128 megs of GPU memory or video memory. That should come with your card. Because Windows 7, Windows Vista, and several other newer, more up-to-date operating systems use very graphics intense desktop applications. So you want to make sure that you have at least a minimum of 128 megs of video memory or GPU memory. GPU standing for graphics user, or I'm sorry, graphics processing unit. And other than that, yeah, you should be doing all right if you research and make sure you have at least those 4 things minimum. Minimum CPU, memory, graphics, and hard drive. I'll also include that in the description. I'll include some links to go to see what the minimum hardware requirements are for your Windows machine. I hope this hasn't frozen up any. Shouldn't take that long. setting up personalized settings for browser customization. Looks like that's ending. And here is our Windows desktop. You may notice some things that are familiar. You may notice some things that are not so familiar. And there we go. We have it set up. Now, let's go ahead and wait a minute. Okay. I want to go ahead and show you just a few things. Oh, okay. I accidentally locked it, so let me go ahead and unlock it. Just type in your password. And there you go. So, give me one moment here. Hold on one second. We are going to Alright. Now, just so you can see a few things that are familiar, you'll see your recycling bin. You'll see your time. You'll see your headphones or your icon for your sound. This icon right here is for your network. And then you may have various other things. Then as you can see over here, you'll have your icon for your Internet Explorer if you choose to use that as your main browser. This right here is for folders, and you'll see several other things, maybe several other icons down here. The one thing that may be different that you are not you may not be familiar with, is this right here. This is still the start button, but instead of it saying start, it'll have this little, what I'm told is called a Windows orb. And then you just left click on that, and you'll find your various applications here. Okay. Basically, though, it's the same stuff as the earlier Windows versions, as in XP and Vista. It's just a little bit different. The graphic, the user ID, the user interface is a little different, but you should be able to find the majority of your stuff. Instead of like my documents, it'll say just documents. Instead of my computer, it'll say computer. And then most of you should be familiar with control panel and various other devices. So that is the end of the installation of Windows 7 operating system. Thank you for your patience, and also thank you for looking at this video. And that should help you out with installing Windows 7. And this is the end of the installation of Windows 7. So, thank you for watching my video, and you have a good day. Bye-bye.